Hey guys, today I want to talk about some new releases that I'm excited about in January, and I feel like there's so many great releases coming out this year, so I'm hopefully going to do a monthly releases video, so hopefully you guys can add these to your hold list at the library or pre-order them if you would like. And there's definitely a common theme to these ones in January that I'm looking forward to. They're all either magical realism, horror, more of like weird books, which is usually my favorite type of thing, so these are probably why these ones are appealing to me so much. The first one I want to talk about is Mr. Splitfoot by Samantha Hunt. And this is a contemporary gothic novel. The author has been compared to Kelly Link and Amy Bender, which are amazing authors, and I wanted to pick it up on that alone, but the synopsis is also wonderful. It says, Ruth and Nat are orphans packed into a house full of abandoned children run by a religious fanatic. To entertain their siblings, they channel the dead. Decades later, Ruth's niece Cora finds herself accidentally pregnant. After years of absence, Aunt Ruth appears, mute and full of intention. She's on a mysterious mission, leading Cora on an odyssey across the entire state of New York on foot. Where is Ruth taking them? Where has she been? And who or what has she hidden in the woods at the end of the road? So I'm pretty sure it's a ghost story. So anyways, that just sounds brilliant. I'm really excited to pick it up. Next on my list is The Children's Home by Charles Lambert. And both of these ones will be released on the 5th of January. So I don't know much about this one. All I saw was this little blurb and it just sold me right away and I knew I had to pick it up. It says, for fans of Shirley Jackson, Neil Gaiman, Roald Dahl, and Edward Gorey, which are four of my favorite authors, so I know I will be checking this one out. I do believe it is a horror novel. It involves children. I'm not so sure if it's a ghost story or a thriller, but I will definitely let you guys know when I get to it. Next up on the list is Traveler's Rest by Keith Lee Morris, and this will also be released on the 5th of January. This is about a family who is traveling and they're on their way home and they get stuck in a snowstorm in a town called Goodnight, Idaho, and they get trapped and snowed into this old abandoned hotel. And once they get inside, they soon realize that the hotel is not following the normal rules of the universe and it's like a maze and they get separated, and it sounds kind of reminiscent of House of Leaves, whereas the hotel is a lot bigger on the inside than it looks on the outside. And it talks about the family being trapped in this hotel. It just sounds really creepy and unsettling, and so another one I definitely will be checking out very soon. Next up on the list is Eleanor by Jason Gurley, and this will be released on the 12th of January. I think this is one of my favorite covers out of this entire group. It is so gorgeous, and I think I might have to own this one if I do enjoy it. This is about Eleanor and Esmeralda, who are identical twins. They have their own secret language, they're extremely close, and unfortunately Esmeralda dies in a tragic accident, and Eleanor is left behind to live her life without her other half. And one day when she's at school, she actually walks through a doorway and is put into an alternate universe. And this continues to happen to her throughout her life, and it follows this odd adventure that she goes on, and it sounds like she's going to be a very unreliable narrator, and whether we are unsure whether she's actually experienced these things or if she's having some type of psychotic break or what is happening. So it sounds really interesting, and like I said, the cover is gorgeous, so I definitely need to get my hands on it. Next up on my list is called And Again, and it is by Jessica Chiarella, and this will also be released on the 12th of January. And this is a sci-fi book, and it involves four people who are terminally ill, and they're given the opportunity to replace their body with a genetically engineered perfect copy of themselves. And so they will have no scars, no blemishes, no pimples. They will basically have this perfect body. And that's all I know about the premise. I'm sure that it goes wrong in some sort of way, but this just sounds like such an interesting idea for a book, and I'm excited to get to it, especially because I've been picking up a lot more sci-fi novels these days, and I'm really enjoying them. The next one on my list is American Housewife, and it's a short story collection by Helen Ellis. It will also be released on the 12th of January. I'm going to read you the synopsis because I just think it's great, and it says, meet the women of American Housewife. They wear lipstick, pearls, and sunscreen even when it's cloudy. They casserole, they pinwheel, they pump the salad spinner like it's a CPR dummy, and then they kill a party crasher, carefully stepping around the body to pull cookies out of the oven. These 12 irresistible stories take us from a haunted pre-war Manhattan apartment building to the set of a rigged reality television show. Vicious, fresh, and nutty as a poisoned goo-goo cluster, American Housewife is an uproarious, pointed commentary on womanhood. So anyways, that just sounds super entertaining, and I can't wait to get to that one. Next up on my list is The Unfinished World and Other Stories by Amber Sparks, and this will be released on the 25th of January. And this is a short story collection. This one says, in the weird and wonderful tradition of Kelly Link and Karen Russell, Amber Sparks' dazzling new collection bursts forth with stories that render the apocalyptic and otherworldly hauntingly familiar. In the Cemetery for Lost Faces, two orphans translate their grief into taxidermy. In The Unfinished World, a surprising love story between a free and adventurous young woman and a dashing filmmaker are burdened by a mysterious family. It says Sparks stories are populated with sculptors, librarians, astronauts, and warriors, and they form a veritable cabinet of curiosities. Mythical, bizarre, and deeply moving, The Unfinished World heralds the arrival of a major writer and illuminates the search for a brief encounter with the extraordinary. So we all know how much I love short story collections, especially magical realism ones, so this just sounds so brilliant and right up my street. And the final book that I want to talk about is All the Birds in the Sky by Charlie Jane Anders. This will also be released on the 26th of January. And this is about two childhood friends who develop magical powers, and it follows their life from when they're children until they're adults, and how these powers affect their everyday life. And it just sounds really interesting. I think I first saw this over on Jen Campbell's channel, and if you haven't started watching her videos, please go do that. She is just an incredible person and has wonderful taste in books, so I will link her channel down below. And it says a deeply magical, darkly funny examination of life, love, and the apocalypse. And so that just sounds wonderful. Another beautiful cover. And I really can't wait to get to all of these. I will probably be putting most of these on hold at my library and hopefully be able to read them when they come in. So I will keep all of you guys posted on how it goes. Please let me know if any of these seem interesting to you and you're going to pick them up. And also, if there's any new releases that I missed, please put them down below. I would love to find more. It's one of my favorite things to do, is to look up what's coming up in the next couple months. So please leave comments down below. We can get talking. And I really hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much and happy reading.